You're a demon, apparently. Chapter 7, Part 2. The one time you grew a spine and finally stood up for yourself, you fucked it up. And now the only thing that you could do was wait to be mauled. You just hope that Amber didn't have a good view. The dark shadow of one of the dogs approached. You closed your eyes and waited for the inevitable. And waited. And waited some more. You cracked open one eye to see what was taking so long. A dog was sitting in front of you, its tail wagging furiously. It dropped the branch to the floor and looked at you expectantly. Cautiously and slowly, you reach down and pick up the branch. All eyes are fixed on you as you stand up and wind back. The instant you toss the stick, a horde of hounds pile after it, barking and slobbering everywhere. You thought to yourself. I guess a giant armored dog is still a dog. A plan forms in your head. It wasn't a great plan, but it was more than you had a minute ago. Just like before, the branch was dropped at your feet. You raised the branch above your head and addressed your enraptured audience. You want this? You asked.
Yes, please!
Tiny barked. This? You want this? You waved the branch around.
Give it to us!
Bruno roared. Are you sure? You mocked.
I don't know why, but yes!
Gremlin begged. Not wanting to disappoint, you heaved the stick with all of your might. You paused only long enough to make sure your distraction was going to last, then make a dash over to Amber. The yoke around her neck was fixed in place with a rusty latch. It took a few moments of struggling, but you managed to wrench it off. A glance over your shoulder told you that you were running out of time. Most of the armored dogs were unconscious on the ground, and the three leaders were fighting over the stick. Fortunately, they were facing away from the two of you. Amber motioned to her muzzle. Sorry, no time, you said, shaking your head. Amber shot you a glare, but seemed to understand. It was a mad dash out of the caverns. You couldn't help look over your shoulder from time to time to see if you were being followed. Luckily, you weren't, but the paranoia was driving you crazy. After what seemed like ages, you made it out into the sunlight. Neither of you wanted to slow down at that particular moment, so you tore your way down the canyon. Eventually, you found an easy slope, which the two of you scrambled up. The hope was that you would lose them in the forest above, if they were in fact added to your growing list of pursuers. You collapsed in a heap. If nothing else, you were getting great cardio in your short time here. Amber shuffled up next to you, pointing to the muzzle on her face. Oh, right, let me get that. You mumble, and you spend a few minutes fumbling with the latch. Finally, you get it off, and Amber gives you a weak smile.
Thanks,
she says, almost a whisper. There were a few minutes of awkward silence. You rubbed the back of your neck. Look, I'm sorry. I should have been able to help you sooner, but something... You stop. How would you describe Discord to her? Would she even believe you? Before you think of a response, Amber speaks up.
No, it's fine. It was late and you were tired, so I get why you didn't wake up. Besides, I don't think you could have done much against diamond dogs. You may be a demon, but it doesn't seem like you're a very strong one.
She paused.
I mean, no offense, Master.
Yeah, sure. You sigh. So, diamond dogs, huh? That's what those are? Amber nodded.
I've only heard about them before, but they seem like what I was told. Most ponies regard them as a nuisance since they're not all that smart. That's probably how that stick trick worked. They don't often mess with us since they're really only interested in gems, like these.
She remarked as she produced a sizable sack that jingled as it moved. Gems? Oh right, you remembered them saying something about that. In response, Amber dumped the bag out onto the ground. You'd never seen so many different gemstones in such quantities before. Rubies, emeralds, diamonds, and probably gems that you didn't even know the name of were laid out in front of you. And to think, just about a month ago, you were a nearly broke college grad scraping by on a minimum wage job. But now? You were fucking rich. I don't even know what to say. We're rich, you stammered. Amber cocked her head.
Well, it's not that much, but it's enough to live on for a while.
You stared at her. But all these...
Honestly, it'd be better if these were bits, but gems will have to do.
Are these not valuable?
Kind of. The values vary from each stone, though I was never good with the conversion rates.
She replied, rubbing her chin. So, gems here are basically just a different form of currency? Damn. Back home, this would set you up for years, if not for your whole life.
Really? It's a shame that we're stuck here then.
Amber giggled softly as she scooped the hull back into the bag with her magic. Wait. Amber? You say slowly.
What is it, Master?
She said with a slight edge of fear to her voice, likely fearing that she did something to offend you. Why didn't you use your magic to free yourself? Like, levitate the latch of the cart, or something? There was a long moment of silence. Amber's eyes shrunk to pinpricks. She then face-palmed, or face-hoved.
I forgot.
She squeaked as she tried to cover her embarrassment.
I managed to steal a gem and make an arrow for you, but I did that with my hooves. I completely forgot about my magic.
You couldn't help but laugh. Well, you were terrified, so I don't blame you. Honestly, I'd probably do the same. Amber smiled weakly, still blushing.
Yeah, I was. And my magic isn't the best, so I don't know what I could have done.
Really? Darn. Another long silence. You start. I think this may be the longest we've ever talked since we left. Why is that? Amber shuffled uncomfortably.
I guess it's because I'm trying to figure things out.
She replied slowly after a moment.
Father, how much did he lie to me? All he ever told me was that ponies would just want to use me because of my talent, then he goes and does the same thing. Then when I got something wrong, he said that I was useless. He didn't see me as a pony, just a tool. I get that now, but...
She choked on her words, tears forming in her eyes.
Did he even care? Even a little?
Her shoulders shook as she broke down in sobs. You didn't know what to do. Dealing with other people's or ponies' feelings was never really your strong suits. Still, you couldn't sit there like a douchebag while Amber was having a breakdown, so the best thing you could think to do was put your arm around her. It seemed to help. I may not have the answer, but... You grip her tighter. I'll be with you, and I'll do my damn best to help you figure it out. Amber smiled.
Thank you.
She whispered. Reflex kicked in and you began scratching her ears. She leaned into it and her hind leg even kicked slightly. Soon, you noticed that she had fallen asleep. You couldn't blame her. She probably didn't get too much sleep last night. There was still a concern of diamond dogs tracking you down. They were dogs, after all, and you weren't that far away from the canyon. Ah, to hell with it. I'll just throw another stick, you thought, and settled against Amber for a nap. Let's hope that they don't get captured again, because they've already escaped through one pain in the ass already. They probably don't need another one. But then again, it could very much happen. Anyways, let's get on to our awesome donators. Top donators: Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, J Tin Man, Darkside, and Ponyman. CourierCruz, Strix, Zar630, Delta Omega, RuneScythe9852, Dospo, Rhiny Dragonwolf, Hunter Norman, Austin Roland, Secret Moon, Tal Rasha, The Toilet Snake, Sword Brethren Mordred, Cerberus, Goulash Eating Hazar, Ronin Wandering, Enderai63, Random Person Man Guy, Starlight Glimmer, Squiddy Boy, David E. Sanchez, Soul Dragon, Gaggy, Trey, Shadow Drake, Joe Pierce, Alex F., Rainbow Dash, Teal K. Anderson, TV Killer, John Becker, Leon Reynolds, Raven Speedster, Zach Racal, Mr. ECU, and Leslie Prickett. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.